really early. I was just all tuckered out, so I said, "Goodbye, moon," and I snuggled on into bed to catch some Z's. Little did I know that while I slumbered, we'd all been paid a visit by someone very special. And I'm not talking about Santa Claus, but I am talking about another man in a red shirt, Nikocado Avocado. I woke up this morning in a different timeline. I think we shifted back to the Berenstain Bears universe and left the Berenstain Bears universe behind.
2 steps ahead. I am always 2 steps ahead. This has been the greatest social experiment for my entire life. So I am the villain because I've made myself one.
This moment right here is this generation's I Am Your Father. This is up there with the Darth Vader identity reveal. Perhaps one of the most unexpected things I've seen in quite some time. When I was watching this, I let out an audible whoa. Like I couldn't help myself. My body responded without any other part of me having say so over it. My body itself, my soul was shocked when he
I just saw it too, and I couldn't believe it. So when I saw Charlie release a video, I'm like, oh, I gotta watch this.
took the mask off there. So he gives like a villain monologue that sounds like it's out of the Fallout universe, talking about how he's 2 steps ahead because he had played the villain for so long now.
Today I woke up from a very long dream. And I also woke up having lost 250 pounds off of my body. Yet just yesterday, people were calling me fat and sick and boring.
Losing 250 pounds is an unbelievable feat that's nothing shy of extraordinary. And he mentions how even yesterday, YouTubers and many other people were calling him sad, fat, depressing, sick, and all of that, and still making videos about him, even while he secretly, over the course of 2 years, had been losing all of that weight. And all the videos that people were talking about were actually videos that Nikocado had filmed 2 years prior and kept drip feeding to the community to keep them either entertained or keep himself fanning the flames of drama for people to latch on to. It is actually very fascinating. Now, some of you might recall about 4 years ago, Nikocado, Avocado, and myself had a tiny bit of beef. I'm talking like a Salisbury steak level of beef between us, and we had a bit of a tinkle tussle back and forth pissing contest, and boo, fact check jump scare. I wanted to double check when all of that took place, so I looked at it. It turns out it was 2021 AD. It was late September, so it's coming up on 3 years, not 4. I was a little off on that. Time moves very weird now. I don't know what happened, but time is moving at a different speed than it used to. After all that drama, I had actually kept
It's actually true. Like, I don't know if you guys noticed, but like, the last 4 years went by in the blink of an eye. I know every year it goes by in the blink of an eye, but it seems to be going faster than usual. I don't know, but glad to know it's not just me that feels like that.
up with Nikocado Avocado, occasionally just tuning in to check and see what's going on. I made a video like a year ago on a piece of content that Nick dropped where he actually did talk about a weight loss journey that he was going on, and I've kind of just been cheering him on from the sidelines ever since then, just hoping that he'd follow through on that and just to see where it all goes. So to see this come up was not only extremely surprising, just given how much weight he had lost in a relatively short period of time. I know to a lot of people, 2 years, like on the internet terms, that's like ancient history. Things that happened 2 years ago, that might as well be the fucking void century that no one remembers. But like speaking realistically, 2 years to lose 250 pounds, that's a speed run. Those are gold splits.
I haven't made
And like, he doesn't talk about it in the video that he released, Nikocado, but I wonder if he got gastro surgery to reduce his stomach and then he just stopped eating. Because other like, if he did a cold turkey, he would have, maybe he got plastic surgery, but he would have a big saggy like skin everywhere, even after 2 years. So I don't understand how he was able to change this much. He looks really healthy now, which is good. But I don't know. I'm interested to find out like what he actually did, because in this video he didn't say anything about what he did to lose the weight. So maybe he'll release another video about it. It looks like he's starting a channel now. He says it's Nikocado Avocado 2, and he's actually kind of normal here, and he has a pet parrot, and he's kind of weird with the parrot, but he's kind of normal here. So it's like this is who he actually is, which is nice to see, instead of the crazy fat guy going super gay, crazy, eating everything.
I made a video for like 2 years, and this is where I'm posting now on this channel. So I hope you consider subscribing if you want. I'm actually posting more next week, so yeah, that would mean a lot to me.
On his second channel, he mentions that it's been 2 years since he's made a video, so you can piece little breadcrumbs together in your head and follow this path here, connecting the dots. He has released videos on all of his channels over the course of 2 years, quite a few of them. Not to the same frequency that he used to, but he still had a ton of videos that he's releasing over the last 2 years. Videos that were posted 2 weeks ago, or even as recent as 5 days ago, where he is that same weight, were all apparently recorded years ago. And it's not like it's CGI and it's not AI generated content. Nick actually just had a crazy backlog, like the Library of Alexandria for mukbangs, and he just kept going to the vault to upload some of that old pre-recorded content as if it was new, and people were none the wiser. I even went through these 2 videos here in particular just to see if I could find like a date somewhere on like his phone, or when he went to the Heart Attack Grill, like maybe like a calendar sticking on a wall, but I didn't see anything. Maybe I missed it. I did kind of go through it like 2x speed, so maybe it like flashed by really quick and I just didn't see it. But I do believe him that these were recorded years ago, because that's the only logical explanation for how he is 250 pounds.
Unless he has a fat suit. I thought maybe he was always wearing a fat suit and still somehow eating all that food, because a lot of competitive eaters are skinny and they eat retarded amounts of food. But no, he wasn't wearing a fat suit. He was actually that big, so it makes sense. He just had a schedule set up and had a backlog of videos, and it's pretty smart, really.
Down right now, yet 5 days ago he has a video at the Heart Attack Grill where he's still like 400 pounds or whatever it was. Dude was playing chess while the rest of us were playing checkers. He played us like a goddamn violin, and Nick loves the violin. Many of you might not remember this from the Nick Expanded Universe, the lore, but he was actually an incredible violin player. He was more decorated than like Captain America in terms of accolades when it came to this. Like in his field of violin, he was a very well-regarded, talented player. And he came out here and just fucking Gangnam styled on us. He really did play us like a sweet melody on that instrument.
It was a long 8 years, wasn't it? It was a long 8 years.
When the internet gives you ads, why not make it an ad for an ice-cold Mike's Hard Lemonade?
And I didn't think that.
I can't believe it's been 8 years. Like, it feels like I found out about him 2 years ago, and it's been 8 years. Like, even if I found out about him late, you know, I don't know. I can't believe it's been 8 years.
It would have gone this long, but it did. And it was like a bad dream that, yeah, it was.
And you're going to see what happens next. You're like, oh, he's changed, you know? But spoiler alert, he hasn't changed.
Like a really bad dream that we were waiting for it to be over. And it's over. It was just a dream.
For a long time, Nick became synonymous with breakdowns on camera. Nick and breakdown went together like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and that's something people talked about a lot, but then always talked about how it was always fake for views and drama and controversy. I have always somewhat believed that there was always an element of truth to some of the things Nick was saying. I really do believe that Nick was miserable with what he was doing, but felt like he had to keep doing it because that was his source of income. That was his livelihood. And he was probably very afraid to just stop doing that, which is completely understandable, because if people are subscribing to watch you eat yourself to death and you stop doing that, they might leave. And now you've got your ass in your asshole and no money being generated anymore because the audience left from you not doing the content they wanted you to be doing. And I really do feel like he felt like he was a prisoner to that for a while. I'm not trying to be an armchair psychologist here, it's just I've watched a lot of Nick's content, and it really does feel like there is a lot of truth to some of the things he has said during these moments. And the way he talks about it here, calling it a bad dream, isn't exactly a glowing review of that time. You know, if someone said that to me, like, hey, Charles, I know we spent 8 years together, but it's kind of just like a bad dream I'm done with, I wouldn't exactly be smiling from ear to ear about that. But now Nick has made some big changes, clearly, and his audience is extremely supportive. They are very receptive to this, cheering him on in a big way, pumping their fist and celebrating this. The video on his main channel about it is exploding. The video on his second channel is exploding. He's made 2 videos and both are popping the fuck off. His community is showing nothing but love and oodles of support for this. And it's what people have said for a long time, that if Nick actually did go through this weight loss journey, it'd probably be extremely good for him. Like, not only health-wise, but like in terms of his channels and like his community.
But then what I find extremely infuriating and weird, and like, you'll see, he'll probably show you, Charlie will probably show you, but Nikocado Avocado goes and eats a huge fucking amount of noodles, like 5 pounds of fucking noodles, and it's like, okay, well, what, are you gonna go gain all the weight back again? Like, what are you doing?
It's inspirational. Like, people would love to see that, and I think it's clearly showing here. And it's not like Nick has to stop doing mukbangs just because he loses a lot of weight. And it seems like he is going to continue to do mukbangs because he loves doing them.
We were all just dreaming.
Like, look at the amount of fucking noodles here. I mean, and is that soy sauce? Man, he's gonna die of fucking sodium intake. Like, there's at least 5 pounds of noodles here. And this guy's gonna eat all of it. Like, I don't know. It's crazy.
Cheers. And I love being a mukbanger. I love food. I like eating food. And I like being here. So let me know what you think.
Just because he's lost 250 pounds doesn't mean that he's washed and you need to hang the jersey in the rafters and retire his jersey number. You know, like, he can still keep doing mukbangs the same way he was before, but now in a healthier place. And like I said last time, when he had lost, I think it was like 89 pounds at the time, he seems happier. You know, like, I'm not his therapist. I don't know Nick personally, but just from what comes across in the content, he seems happier at lower weights. Like,
He seems more stable, more sane.
in the content where he weighs less, he actually just seems like a happier person. At least that's the impression I get watching it. So it's really something to celebrate here with what Nick has been able to accomplish. And I really am happy to see that the reception to it has been overwhelmingly positive. It is incredible work. This is an effort that is extremely impressive. I'm also really curious and excited to see what Nick does going forward. If he's going to continue to do like exclusively mukbangs, or maybe he's going to talk about this weight loss journey that he secretly went on for.
And like, he could even, like, he has a power to eat, right? Me, my whole life, I've had issues trying to gain weight. I can't gain weight. Charlie probably feels the same way. It's hard to eat that much food. Some people, it's just, you can't eat that much. I eat a good amount of food, but it's like I hit a wall and then I can't eat anymore. And I don't eat all the time. Some other people have the power to eat a lot. If you can control that power and work out, you can become super strong, stronger than everybody else. Naturally, because you have a natural power to eat a lot. I don't have that. It takes a lot of work for me to constantly eat. I find it like to have gains, you have to eat so fucking much. Like, I'd rather just work out. But no, like, the food is a hard part for me. Other people, working out is a hard part. If you can eat that much, use it to your advantage and work out and become strong, and then you can continue to do the mukbangs and continue to release your content, but you can actually get jacked
A long period of time. I'd be really interested to see like what he did to lose all of that weight so quickly. I think that'd be really interesting content if he talked about it, or showcased maybe some of the things he was doing for cardio, or if he was doing weight training, what that looked like. I think there'd be really good bangers, like if he made content around that as well, while still of course having mukbang be the bread and butter. I think it'd be cool now if he would supplement it with things about this weight loss journey. The violin, I think, would be cool to bring back, because if you look at Nick's older videos, he really is like a fucking wizard with that instrument. I think there's a lot of potential and a lot of possibility with where Nick currently is. And it's nothing but positives here. So I wanted to talk about it a little bit. And yeah, that's it. See ya.
Yeah, so just thought I would release this. It's pretty interesting. Really impressive what Nick can what he's done and what the human body can do. And yeah, just thought it was interesting. Peace out.